Hello. Welcome to the PGOL VAR Referee Association. How can I help you? Customer support here. Oh, really? You want to deposit money for tomorrow's fixture? We gladly take 1 billion. Welcome to the show. It is showtime. Are you ready to rumble? That was a joke. That was a punch below the belt. But let's get ready to rumble.
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world,
on Mufc Realist TV.
ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
We are so back. Mark, did you get my brown paper envelope? I just sent you the deposit for tomorrow's game. Did you?
Yeah, I got it. It's live.
Yeah.
It's ready
Just
to
live,
go.
just now. I just sent it, right?
Yeah.
What a shambles was going on with the VRs and everything else. Oh my God. It's been the talk of the town today, Mark. How are you doing today for the second time in a row?
I'm good. I'm just enjoying the evening. I'm not
Chill,
taking
chill.
in too much. Just looking forward to the game tomorrow, hoping for a good performance.
Yes, we're playing Galatasaray, people. Welcome to the show, by the way, everyone that's tuning in the VR room, and everyone is waiting for Jarvis. And Jarvis is, always late.
Fashionably so.
Mark, what should we do with Jarvis? Should we deduct Snickers from him? We keep sending him bucket loads of Snickers every week for appearing on this show. But when it turns out late, we should be disciplinarian like Ten Hag, don't you think? Like punishment.
Maybe he prefers.
You gotta work hard for your spot, man.
You gotta work hard for his spot. But maybe he prefers M&Ms. Maybe we should change it up for him.
M&Ms.
Yeah.
Is that how you stimulate, or eating nachos or playing PlayStation?
Sometimes nachos, but sometimes you gotta switch it up. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of sugar.
A little bit nacho, a little bit, maybe a little bit nacho, switch it up a little,
That would be cool cheese,
Yeah, it would be a cool cheese, yeah, 100%. Maybe a little bit of a Amrabat on top on that as well. We have a team. Oof. How you doing, Mark? Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the stream, guys. I know some people are watching Chelsea playing, but we are not a Chelsea fan community channel. We are Manchester United community channel, and we are here to talk about how we are not going to lose against Galatasaray. And the expert in charge, the pundit in charge, is not rocked up, so we have to entertain the fort. So let's do some stretching here, guys. I know it's been a long day. I know it's Monday and everything else, and it's boring Monday blues. I know, but we are here to provide some positive energy, because at the end of the day, Mark, we lose, and thank God we have one day in between to get giddy again, to get excited for the next game, and we're back in the ring. We are back in the ring. Gloves are on. We're gonna punch them. We're gonna uppercut. We want to hear from you guys as well. We're going to shout you out as well. Thank you. Welcome everyone that's coming in here raw as well. How you all doing? Let us know where you are from as well. Most of you are here. Stephanie Griffith. Big up to you, Stephanie. How are you doing? Well, big up Mick and Mark. Jarvis is not here. So we got Stephanie. What should we do with Jarvis? Is always late. Let me know in the comments below. Big up everyone. What RG is saying. Big up to you. Kenny Finn TV has no hopes. What he's saying, it's always the hopes that kills you, Kenny. I understand. Carlos, what you're saying here? Big up Mick and the rest of the crew. More BS coming up. The Sly Jim just won 25%. It's not BS. We're going to talk about that on our Wednesday special podcast with Paul White as well. Yeah, I'll give the Glazers 2 billion. I don't know. You know what, Mark? Should we just nip it in the bud here?
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
No. Why not? I'll ask you the question then. Why?
Well, he could do that, but it's not going to be profitable for him. The fans won't.
Why would
there will be no positivity from the fans.
Why would he? I mean, it does not make any logic and sense. And we are the voice of reasoning on this channel. It doesn't make sense that you wanted to buy 69% to have control, to all of a sudden lower down your guard and offering 25% as a minority investor. That screams to me that the leading bid, you cannot blow it out of the water. There was 2 months ago, there was reports to say That bid from 92 Holding Foundation blew Sheikh Yassim out of the water. No, not Sheikh Yassim, but Ineos out of the water. Even Bloomberg was saying that, David Hellier and everything. And now we're seeing little bit snippets like that. For me, it sounds a little bit of a man that's kind of like, saving face. You spend a lot of time, a lot of money on this, and this is like the last throw of the dice. I cannot compete. I cannot restructure, right? Give him time to restructure, not increase the bid. And this is what you come up with, 25%. Doesn't really make sense. And even Glazer cannot afford to stay either way. So yeah, I don't see it like, either it's like a concession to say, look, I tried, and let the best man win. I don't know. That's my take on it, though.
I don't know. Let's see what the VR room has to say about it. What are your takes, fans?
Fans, what are your taking on this story? Sorry. Lucky Singh is here. Stephanie, Milos Mitic. Without Milos Mitic, there is no Dobroveče. Good evening, Milos Mici. How are you doing? Who else is here? Lillis United, Kaisiber Barate, Kaisi. Support Manchester United almost for 40 years. Oh, add 10 more. You have my support, right? It happens that Jim Clown will quit this club, and never in my life I'll watch football more again. Well, listen, guys, hold tight, because we're working behind the scenes very hard. We're going to have a special edition podcast. It's time. The glasses are coming off. I've been quiet for a long time. So we're going to do a podcast on, I think it's going to be 2 o'clock UK time. Confirmed today, confirmed. Jolly Malmin is here as well. I can see you. Jamie Wayne is here. Mohammed Saki is here as well. What you saying, Mohammed? Don't give up on Manchester United. Yes, keep on watching the Comedy FC. One day we will lose, one day we'll win. On a serious note, I'm new here, so big up to you as well. Big up to you, Mohammed, and so good to see new faces. Mohammed, if you haven't liked the video yet, do it right now. If you haven't subscribed, welcome to the channel. It's free. We're not like the Glazers. We don't take dividends. So free to join. It's try it before you buy it. You know what I mean? Isn't it so, Mark? Welcome, Mohammed.
Also, you know what they always say, when someone's about to lose something, they start trying to save face, right? So Jim, for me, it seems like he's not able to buy the club. He was trying to buy the club, then he wanted 60%, then he wanted this, and he couldn't do it. And now 25% seems to me like he's just making an excuse because he's unable to afford it. He doesn't have the cash.
Big up, Musa. I haven't seen your name in the community before. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I'm gonna talk about that as well, because for me, if you think about it, they have their cash already. They're approaching 70 something. They want to be philanthropists. You know what I mean? They just want to invest and enjoy the rest of their lives. And they've been always talking, like David and I and all that. Our dream is to own a Premier League club. And the ice on the price is Manchester United. He was even saying that, a couple of years ago, we didn't thought it was possible, but now we have the experience. And God knows they tried probably. But when you're going against, Muhammad Ali in the boxing ring, you're going to lose. You're going to lose if you're. I mean, I'm not saying that he's poor. He's got money. He's one of the wealthiest persons in UK at the end of the day. But Ineos as a company is the one that's acquiring the club, though it is putting the bid. The only way I can see it, if he dips in his own pocket and buys 100% of Manchester United, let Ineos buy the 69%, and him himself buying out the minority of investors, which is about 31%. I don't see him doing that. I don't see. I don't know. It's the final lap. What we're coming to, I guess. And then people are undermining this Neil Custis because he's from the Sun. But wait a minute, Neil Custis is a big reporter. Just because he works for the Sun doesn't mean he's got zero credibility. He's been right in the past before. He's keeps writing big article, and nothing's been publicized without even cross-checking, right? Where's your sources coming from? Ketchup, mayonnaise, McDonald's. Mark. Anyway, Alan is saying 25 rat full sale, only 100%. And what about the backlash? Nobody's going to accept that. Even if you come in as a minority investor, it doesn't make any sense, right? That gives the Glazer a little bit more money, but then what? You still have to sort of invest in the infrastructure. The backlash from the fans is going to be blah, blah. I mean, I think what happened here, Mark, if we're talking about takeover, I think that they had time to restructure the deal, to speak to banks, to ask about credits and loans and stuff like that, and they got bang, no, thank you. So this is the only way to say, okay, well, I go in with 25%.
Probably it doesn't seem like I'm not saying I'm not thinking about it in the back of my mind, like if it's possible that it might happen, but I'm saying to myself, would Qatar really sit back and watch him by 25%?
Yeah, RG, don't be fuming. We're here as a community to discuss. Everyone cool and composed. We're not here to talk about takeover stuff. We are talking about football, and Bilal is back. We should celebrate, brother Bilal. He just came back. Bilal Hussein, he's back. I'll be back. Welcome, Bilal. Takeover update. We just spoke about that. Where are we in the comments? Mohammed Zaki is here as well. Alhamdulillah, Mohammed Zaki. Yes. Did I mention Mohammed before, or am I just getting like Doris the goldfish? Keep on swimming, swimming, swimming. Keep on swimming. Listen. All right. Where is me, Jarvis? I don't know where Jarvis is. What are you saying, Peter Alien 10? Amram wants to buy the gold buggy for his porch. Yep. Lucky Singh, everyone is here. William Connolly. Anyway, we have a game to play, and I guess, are you United fans? Or are you supporting Chelsea? What's going on here? Stop watching the Chelsea again. Come on, break it off. Come here, support United. Mark.
Can't watch a Chelsea game. I'm a United fan. You know what I mean?
I know. I can't watch it either. I mean, they are in the same shit situation what United have. Todd Bowley there. They don't have any culture. Same as we. Oh, Crops is coming on early with his prediction here. Crops, big up to you. Rashford, Hoyland, Bruno, Mount, Amrabat, Casemiro, Dalot. That's a new name, Casemiro Dalot. Evans, Varane, Lindelof, Onana, maybe. Why Evans will start? Hey, big breaking news, by the way, peeps. It was just come out that Kobe Mainoo has been spotting training today as well. He's back. He's back. The man behind the mask. He's out of control. Yeah, Kobe Mainoo, I mean, who would have thought, Mark, that we would miss a youngster? There was such a promise in the preseason.
You'd never believe it. But at the end of the day, it's like you could see it coming. He was always on the bench. He's been in training with every time you see training clips with the team, you see him there, you see some of the young faces. It's something to look forward to every single time. You know, so a young face coming through that has the talent and looks like he could have the application with the talent. It's something exciting for fans.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think he was part of the. I think he's. If you think of Ten Hag, I think that he sees young Kobe Mainoo as his Frankie de Jong prodigy, right? He sees the same traits, the same talent. He said, "Oof, I have a diamond here," So he was devastated when he, fell off the cliff there in Las Vegas, on the AstroTurf thing, because that his plans went to tits up there, Anyway, Lillis is saying Chavsky FC, Chelskisk. Oh my God. LB is saying club will be in the mud with Jim and the two Glazes. I don't believe in this story, to be honest. I don't believe in this story. If you watched Alice Talks Football, we talk a lot, me and Alice, in between each other, off the camera as well. And what she was saying today was absolutely, I endorse her analysis, to be honest. At the end of the day, you can critique certain things. You can look at the financial reports, and the only way why the financial reports is delayed is to say, we cannot disclose the sale, because then if we then 1 week later disclose the sale, we'd be sued. Actually, we'd be absolutely in jail, if you know what I mean. Ariane is here as well to say, smash the like button, please. Yes, big reminder, people, smash that like button. It's a thumb looking like this. Everyone, 1, 2, 3, smash it. YouTube algorithm hasn't really been kind to Realist TV lately. We speak the truth, we speak facts, we don't speak clickbaiting stuff. But, sometimes you have to speak a little bit clickbaity to get up at this. So we're not really backed by any corporate clickbait stuff. We are just independent. We are real. We are raw. We have Mark. We have Jarvis. We have a lot of people, including Stephanie Griffith, that says 15 likes and 43 in the house. Well, Stephanie, I guess they want them to fail. I guess so. But what are we expecting for the game today? What are we expecting? Where is Jarvis coming? My God, Jarvis. Jesus.
I don't know, but someone just sent me on on Twitter there, and they were saying that it's been reported that this guy, the Mitchell guy, the
Paul Mitchell, yes.
Paul Mitchell,
Yes,
has
yes,
left
yes.
AS Monaco, and
Yes.
after leaving AS Monaco, he's been contacted by the 92 Foundation. So
Yep.
we don't know how
Here
true.
we go. It's starting to rumble. Paul Mitchell, I tweeted this before as well. Yes, it's part of the tweet of the show. P.S. Paul Mitchell just left. So the stars are aligning, aren't they?
It looks interesting to me, to say the least, because if it is,
we don't need a. Guess who we should have as a sporting director?
I would love to have Ralph Ragnick back.
No, I'll give you a clue. Yeah,
Jarvis?
He lives in Norway. He drives a Tesla. He comes late, but he has great football ability. Do you reckon we should recruit this guy called Jarvis Cocker that used to be a singer in the Pulp or something? Sounds like he's a singer from the 90s.
Yeah,
Do you reckon he should be the next sporting director?
I'd give him a shout.
Guys in the VR room, do you want
mentality.
Jarvis Cocker as your sporting director? Smash a 1. Otherwise, we will not let him in the house. Paul Mitchell or Jarvis Cocker? Your vote, please. Jarvis.
Vote 1.
Listen, I'm going to be authoritarian. I'm going to be Ten Hag now. I want to see 100 push-ups right now, right here. You're late.
Yeah, I am so sorry. I'm a little bit late. I had to work late today. I have a lot to do at my place. You know, last week I didn't get to go to work as much as I would like to, so I had a lot to take back. But now I'm ready and good to go.
Yep. You
I
are
see
out of the
another
Symbian.
one there's in the chat.
Yeah,
we have Mohammed
out
Rahman
of the
gives me
Symbian.
a 1.
You're out of the
Milos
Symbian.
gives me a 1. Stephanie gives me a 1. William Connolly gives me a 1.
Yeah.
Edward Reed, no, it gives me a 2. Hey, what's up, Edward?
He doesn't love you. He loves me.
Now it's all banter.
Okay, no, Jarvis is out of the Symbian. He's saved by the VER people. They had a review and they managed to draw the line fair and square, didn't they?
Yeah.
Bants aside, anyway. Lillis is saying Phil Jones for director of football. I don't know. Anyway, 92 Foundation contacted Mbappe. No, we were just talking about that. Paul Mitchell has left Monaco.
Yes, Monaco,
and now he's linked to Manchester United with 92 Holding Foundation.
Yeah, I must say, when it comes to Paul Mitchell and his track record as a sporting director, he would be fantastic. That's the type of a sporting director we need in our club. We need from the top shelf. Not like Richard Arnold or Murtaugh or someone like that. They know nothing about football.
Yeah, hang on. I have a phone call here. Hello, John Murtaugh. How are you doing? Oh no, it's just a rumor. Sit down. Don't worry. It's just fake news. Okay, sit down. You're safe.
You're right.
Right. No, absolutely. This Paul Mitchell speaks football, right? That's all he does. Watch football. He's a footballing man, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It makes sense. And he's available on the market. That means that we are looming closer to a announcement with the takeover stuff. He's on the market. You know that John Murtaugh is not a footballing director. He's a company man, more of a finance man, isn't he? And moving to the right direction, of course. We want to win things. And having Paul Mitchell there is brilliant. Yeah. I'm getting excited.
We have breaking news from the VAR room. Did you see it?
No.
Yeah, I say Dan.
Who broke the leg?
Says Chelsea scored. Chelsea.
Chelsea scored. They managed to score. Oh my God!
And who scored?
Mudryk. And Mudryk scored as well.
Yeah, he has
90 million.
17 years left on his contract. So finally
and
good.
At least he's making sense for the 90 million that they paid for him. Finally he scores 1 year later.
1 year later.
I thought it was just a speed merchant. That was it. Mick. Where's Mudryk? I don't know. He's like A-Train.
Yeah.
From the boys. Oh my God, that's breaking news. I thought that was something more important, to be honest.
Yeah, well, breaking news is breaking news.
Yeah, Alien Tenor doesn't love you either. He said 2, Jarvis can wash pots. Anyway, what do we have installed for today? We started up with a warm up. The special one is here. Cocker all day, all day. They have you for sporting director over Paul Mitchell. Audio is here as well. Audio marks X personal turquoise waving. Oh, that's something that we can't see, but there must be some emojis, right?
Yeah.
Mudryk scores. Mudryk scores. I can't still get over it. Mudryk scored. Oh, big up. Big up. Well, guess who scored for Liverpool then as well?
2-0.
2-0 now.
2-0, yeah.
Is this a Chelsea watch along now? Who scored now? Mudryk
Who are
again.
they playing against? Chelsea are playing against who?
Fulham.
That's a tough one. Yeah. They're at Craven Cottage. Yeah, that's a tough game.
Are they playing away?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
I'm too red. I'm too patriotic right. I don't watch Chelsea.
Oh yeah, but Broja
scored.
Yeah.
I like
Isn't he
Broja,
a
to be fair. I was wondering why he wasn't getting the chance.
Brother Broja scored.
Milos is Broja. Isn't he Serbian?
No, he's Albanian.
Albanian. Okay.
Yes, Broja. I don't know if he's Kosovo Albanian or Albanian, to be honest. Yeah, no, it's cool. This is not a Chelsea watch along. Come on, get a grip. Broja scored. We see that Elite Talk Football. We saw that as well. Okay, this is not a takeover show. This is not a Chelsea watch along. For that, you can go another chance to do a Chelsea watch along. We're here to talk about Manchester United, but please update us with the score as we go as well, because we love football in general, peeps. Like we do that. We do that. Okay, Jarvis. What's on your mind? What's on your research? How do we not lose against the Galatasaray?
Yeah, as everybody know, we have a game tomorrow against Galatasaray, Turkish Istanbul club, one of the biggest cities in the world. They have a huge fan base, and I remember 1994 when we played the Champions League against Galatasaray, and there was like a big sign when we entered the stadium that said "Welcome to Hell," and you know. Yeah, that's. I'm not kidding. It was a big sign said "Welcome to Hell," and Nuruddin told the story earlier today that Eric Cantona was fighting with the police in the stadium after the game. Everybody was crazy, and all of the stadium was shaking. You know, like sand and stuff drizzling down. It was like, but it's 30 years ago, so it's a different time, but. It's not an easy club to play against, and they have a big history. They are like the Man United of Turkey. They have won so many league titles and cup titles and go to Europe so many times. They have even won the old UEFA Cup that's now the Europa League. So they're a good team. I wouldn't underestimate them. And when you look at their players, they have a lot of good players. Their squad is actually, I have to search them up because there's so many of them. I don't know.
Oh, no, you don't have to. I mean, we covered this yesterday. I do have it up here. I think, I mean, of course, the clear and obvious is Wilfried Zaha. You know, we have Icardi as well. Old Icardi as well. You know what I mean? Then you have Ndombele, which we know as well.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing that much this season. He came like half injured when they signed him, so he only played 2 games for them this season. As I have,
but there's Agent Mertes, Sergio Oliveira, Karim Demirbay is a Turkish, Lucas Torreira that we know from Arsenal, Davison Sanchez, as we also know this name, but there are a bunch of good old footballers that could turn it off on the night, but.
But not only old, it's young guys there too, like Sasha Bowie. Arsenal wanted him. They're the right back. He's like super ultra fast. He's a pace merchant. He's even faster than Rashford, I've heard. And they have the Angelino who came from Red Bull, the Red Bull Salzburg. Leipzig, yeah. And Tete, who played for Lyon, and he also played for Shakhtar Donetsk, one of the Brazilian that Shakhtar had. So he was really good. And he's just like 22 years old. So they have a lot of young players too. And they play a very difficult style for us because they're not possession based. They have they are mostly counter-attacking. and they like to press high and hard. Even Lucas Torreira, who is their number 6, is up pressing on the 18-yard line. So we will struggle tomorrow when we have to figure out how to play out from the back.
What would there be without Madhouse? Reminds me of the Midnight Express, the Turkish jail, you know. Welcome to hell. 100% big up to you, man. Big up to Madhouse. Chelsea still 1 point behind us. That's what it is, yes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just saw something that Chelsea actually Fulham just scored, I think it was. Something like that.
Cool.
A lot of people think that Ten Hag will go, Edward Reed is saying Ten Hag will go front three, Anthony Højlund and Garnacho. Hope so. Let's see. And you mentioned Sasha Bowen, by the way. We have Crops here saying that I think Arsenal will make a move for Sasha Bowen.
Yeah, he was very heavily linked to them before the season started. So I think he's a good player. And they have a transition style. They usually play like a 4-2-3-1, but they don't play with the usual number 10. They have like a second striker in Mertens who play like a second striker. So they're very high up the field. So it's almost like a 4-4-2. I saw Nuruddin show they had a guy who was a Galatasaray fan, and he told that usually when they go away in Europe, they change their formation to 4-3-3. So I reckon he knows his thing, and they will play 4-3-3 tomorrow.
Okay, did they play at home against Copenhagen, or did they play away?
Away.
So this is the second away game then?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, they play Copenhagen and they drew.
Played 2-2 that game against Copenhagen, but they were up. I think didn't they lead 2-0, and Copenhagen came back to 2-2. So I wouldn't underestimate them. I'm worried tomorrow because I think they are really good team with a lot of experience, good players. What do you reckon, Mark?
I actually think tomorrow is a prime game to put Martial in the center.
You think?
I think Martial's style will suit attacking against their back line because he runs channel. He don't really run the channel, but he runs into spaces and he have good little quick movements when in the little half turn. And I think it's a good game to bring Højlund on second half after the 65th minute, and he might really get a goal in this game, like he did. So I feel Martial would be a good reason to start. Bring on Garnacho, bring Rashford second half. I think that would be better. Like bring him on second half when the team are a little bit tired and they're looking to make changes. And you bring on Rashford, you bring on Højlund. You know what I mean? You could even bring on Anthony for the last 15-20 minutes. But let the team that play in the cup against Crystal Palace midweek, let that team start tomorrow.
So you reckon play Martial is number 10? Martial style? Number 9?
Yeah,
Højlund on the bench.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Hello? Hop, 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 hop on Martial style. Hop, 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 hop. Let's do the Martial style. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about it. I'm just thinking about it like practically, like right now. Martial just scored midweek. He's going to be up for the game. It's a way he usually likes playing those kind of games. If you look back at Champions League games where he scored, it's always like an away game. We had the chips down. The team possibly could beat us, and he gets there and he turns it on. And he doesn't really have the pace, I think, for the Premier League. So I think the UCL will suit him better.
What about starting 2 strikers? One more of a... I don't know. Kenny Fan TV, Martial on the left wing. Why would you just take away the most positive threat that we have in the squad at the moment? I'm talking about young Garnacho. Garnacho needs to start on this game, according to my opinion. Where should Martial fit in that case then if he starts? Maybe on the right? Maybe they play with 2 strikers. Maybe they will go with Højlund as the prolific target and Martial playing a little bit on the left, a little bit deeper and linking up, because I don't know, man. I don't know what Ten Hag has cooking at the moment in this kitchen, right?
Yeah,
It's never easy.
Fair shout.
So way they play like on a 4-3-2-1 or 4-3-3-3, what you say? Yeah, they play 4-3-3-3.
He said 4-3-3, but he usually play in like a 4-2-2 with the or a 4-4-1-1, as you can call it, with the second striker is a little bit deeper. That's what they usually play. I see they have Davinson Sanchez, the center back, young center back who used to play for Spurs, and he's been really good for Galatasaray this season. But he's like I would compare him to like Rudiger or what's that guy who plays in AC Milan, who used to play for Chelsea, to Torreira. No,
Lucas Torreira.
Yeah, no, not Lucas Torreira. The young center back who plays for AC Milan now. Help me out, VAR room. But anyway, he's very aggressive. He's like a Bailly. He's very aggressive. He's going out on our strikers. So then I think it would be good to have like Martial, because he's smart in his movement, and maybe Martial can trick him sometimes and get past him with the tip of his shoulder. So maybe it's not a bad shout that Martial can start tomorrow.
Yeah, you're talking about Tomori.
Tomori.
Jarl is saying Galatasaray are very offensive in the press. They will be in the face of a defense. 100%. 100%. Tomori, 100%. Tomori is confirmed by Nico AV. Footy Live is in the house as well. Big lads, hope everything is well and have a great day. You too, my friend. Hope you are well as well. Stay tuned, and we want to hear from you as well. Maguire starts. No.
It's possible he might start. Like,
why?
You see, the Galatasaray is not that team. Like, I mean, I understand. I know they press high and stuff when they play away, but if you looked at the game where they played against Copenhagen, they sit back a lot, right? Guys, and then the second half, like, there's a period of time in the game where they don't really they press us hard. Like, the press relaxes a bit for a period of the game, because their legs will go. So I'm not too worried about it.
Listen, we have Varane. He was in the press conference. He's guaranteed to start. He was in the press conference, unless something mysterious happened in the warm-up. Now, second to none after Licha's injury that Ten Hag trusts is Lindelof. It's either going to be him or it's going to be Johnny Evans. Because Johnny Evans has been showing some traits of long balls and headers and stuff like that, right? So I'd rather see Johnny Evans in front of Maguire 100%, man. I don't know. It's just me. You know what I mean? I don't know what you guys let me know in the VR, in the chat room as well. Would you rather start Johnny Evans over Maguire or vice versa? I see Kenny Fan TV saying, no, Maguire. No, Maguire, no cry. No, Maguire, no cry. Yes.
I will go out on a limb. I know you will hate me for this.
Wait. What did you just say? You will go out on a limb?
Yeah.
Because the team is already going out on a limb by injuries.
Yeah, but I will go out on a limb and say,
okay,
I hope Maguire starts tomorrow over Evans. I have seen things from Maguire the last couple of games when he come on. He was good against Crystal Palace the first game. He was okay when he come on the second, but he only played a couple of minutes. He had one bad pass, but okay. I think he's starting to catch a little bit of form, and maybe it's time to introduce him back to the team. I'm a little bit worried about Evans because we are up against Luis Zaha and Icardi, so those two strikers are really good. Evans, he's getting older. He's not that fast. He had a good game too against Palace, but yeah, he's solid. But I think Maguire can play the ball better when we play out from the back.
Yeah, I need to be convinced. The judge and jury has been out for me on that one, to be honest. He will be turned around even like an oil tanker. You know what I mean? Will turn faster than him. So if he starts, that is no. I think Lindelof will start next to him. Don't jinx it, Jarvis.
No. But in my team, Lindelof plays the right back. Because Dalot plays the left back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, Jarvis.
Right. We have Varane and Maguire as the back four. That's my back four, preferred back four. And then
my feelings about it. I have no issues with any player, but it's all about performance. It's all about put the best team for tomorrow.
Mick, if as Jarvis says, and he was to actually play Dalot of the left next to Maguire, and Amrabat and Casemiro is in the midfield, I'm not too worried about that. And that's only because Amrabat and Casemiro is in the midfield, right?
Yeah.
Because I think you would have more than enough protection.
But in a way, you're gonna play with the back three, with Amrabat going out, tucking in the midfield.
No, because if he's playing left back with Dalot is left back, Maguire inside next to Varane, and on the outside he's playing Lindelof as right back. So if that's the back four, it's not that bad, because the most threat will be Zaha with pace, who is going to come down the right side, which Dalot is going to be on.
Dalot is going to cover that, yeah.
Right, so Dalot is going to cover that.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? Icardi, I live, Champions League Varane.
If that's going to be the case, Icardi, serve me a Bacardi, please. We have a question from Mohammed here, basically, to say, would you guys worried about defense or attack? I guess Ten Hag will not change the team from the last game. How could you ever put in youngsters? Jarvis.
Would you guys be worried about our defense or attack? Well, the defense is the worry because we don't have a left back. It's unbalanced. It's very hard to play without a left-footed left back. But I think Dalot can do the job. But I'm most worried about our defense. Our attack is okay. We haven't scored a lot of goals, but I think even though we come to the last third, that's where we are struggling, the last third. But we play good up against the last third. And you saw it against Crystal Palace. We are inside the 18-yard box all the time. We take a lot of shots, but we don't use our head. We don't play football.
Let's park that thought there. You said the final third, it's our problem, right? Yeah. And who is the problem in the final third without any agendas? Like, are we not lacking the creativity in the final third? Because if you look at Rashford, with all the critique, like, he's not been himself. He doesn't provide any creativity. He doesn't look up. He doesn't even cross the ball. If you put in a Martial in that spot, like, at least he offers some creativity with the link up of play, right? And that's the thing. Will you still play white players? 100%, and that's what I want to see more of a Garnacho. And don't forget the Anthony's back in contention as well, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if he throws in Anthony tomorrow on the right wing, because what Anthony offers is something totally different, right? Anthony tracks back and he goes forward as well. He's very good at tracking back. He's very fast. So providing that shield against Zaha, not only do you have Anthony Dos Santos there, but you also have a fast Diego Dalot. Just a food for thought, guys.
Yeah.
Hannibal needs to start as well.
I'm kind of excited to see that Anthony gets game time playing with like Højlund, because everybody talks about Anthony, but I think his biggest strength when he was at Ajax was playing with Haller, linking up with Haller, right? And I think Højlund has a similar kind of box movement like Haller, naturally. So I feel like if Anthony gets some game time and the link up with him, I think that's going to be something that we should be looking forward to.
We have a question from Billy Connolly here. Bayande needs to start because he's Turkish, right? To give Onana a bit of rest. What do you guys reckon?
I'd agree with that statement. I just don't know if Ten Hag's going to do it. I would like to see the young keeper get a game, to be fair. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm going to crack a joke now. Are you guys ready? Are you?
I'm ready.
You know what Turks are so dangerous when they're playing football?
No. Why?
Because every time they get a corner, they open up a kebab shop. They make good kebab though in Turkey. They do. It's one of the best. If you haven't been to Istanbul,
Turkish food is excellent.
It's
so
excellent.
Much good food in Turkey. I gotta admit.
Yep.
I've been to a holiday to Turkey a couple of times. Beautiful country.
I love it. I was there last year. Yeah, what did Stephanie say? I see Elite Top Football that Stephanie has a point. Did we miss a question here from Stephanie? Play Anthony on the left, what she's saying here, and play Anthony as the left back, Dalot right back. Anthony as a left back.
No, what she means is probably like a 3-4-3 with two wing backs, Anthony and Delo, and then you have
Okay.
the back three behind them. It's a shout.
40 Live. What is 40 Live saying here? Tom, journalist Ten Hag needs to get a reaction from the players he trusts, or drop them, or play a team that will give me the ability to stylistically try something new. I think with Mark, we had a press conference reaction today, and I said I don't really care how we play tomorrow. Is for me, get by to the end of the Christmas, get injured players back in fitness, just scrape as many points as you can, right? This is just knockout, like it's just like Champions League. A win is a win, right? We're playing home. Stylistically, I don't really care. Do you guys, or do you just looking for a victory tomorrow to get the first points? I'm conflicted.
Well, to be honest, I would like to see us play good football, but as far as I'm concerned, with 12 injuries right now and the way things are going, I would just like us to win games, no matter if we have to crawl over the line.
Yeah.
1 goal, 2-1, I don't care. Penalty.
Yeah.
As long as
we
we win
be
the
like the
games.
Rolling Stones, like now.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I feel like if we could get ourselves to the international break and then to Christmas with some players returning, reinforcements is going to be bolstering this team.
Yeah, Icardi scored 4 goals in two matches against Altay. Come on. Yes, he did, Crops. Turkish league is a different league, I guess, as well. I don't really know. Footy Live, check your Twitter inbox is what Jarvis is writing to you as well. What are you guys saying? Let me see. Nothing is going through Bayandir is what Madhouse is saying. But we need to sort of cross. We need to have a little bit of a composure. We need to start on the front foot and don't... Mate, I'm not disrespecting your Turkish family. I have Turkish heritage myself. Eh? Look at me. Eh? Look, I'm Serbian. Eh? Okay. So should we just dive into the lineup formation then, guys?
Yeah, I think we should get into
it. we can talk about the lineup. It's we have a lot of talking points. Who will play?
We do. Okay, let me just pull up the screen while I'm doing that. Let's take a little bit of question. Guys, let us know in the VR room who you prefer as... Let's start with the back four before we continue. Okay, can we do that?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's predict this. Starting a lineup together. Let's pull up the screen. Not this one. I'm going to share another screen. Lineup builder. We're going to do this one. And we're going to pull it up right up to the stage. And here we go. I put in 4-2-3-1, gentlemen. They are going to play 4-3-3 according to my understanding. Jarvis, Manchester United against Fenerbahce tomorrow. Some people are saying play, Bayandir. Some, I don't think he will. It's Champions League. It's so important. But can you let us know as well? Who do you reckon will start in goal?
Well, Onana.
Onana. Okay, what about you? Mark, you agree with Onana?
Yes, very much agree. Like, I don't think he would bring on Bayern there right now. I think he's going to give Onana a run of games to get some form in. And yeah.
Some people saying David De Gea will start tomorrow. Seriously, get out of here. But he's a free agent, by the way. 4-2-3-1.
I just gotta say I invited a special guest, so is it okay that I bring him on?
Yes, of course. It's Tom. Whenever Tom comes on, of course he's welcome to stage. Tom.
Tom.
Major Earth to ground control to Major Tom. Hello, you're there.
What's the accent for?
I'm doing a Turkish. How you doing, How you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah. All good.
You
all
come
good,
to
guys.
the good parts. The good parts.
Well,
we just.
We hope so.
Onana starts tomorrow. Yes, no.
But before we go to the left back, right back, we gotta discuss the whole back line. I think, as I said, it's very. If you're going for Dalot as left back, who do you play as right back, or do you play Dalot as right back? Who do you play as left back? So, what do you think, Mick? How should we do this?
Well, we don't have any options for sure. We don't have a left back, so I think that it will go. Amrabat will play there tomorrow. Who else should we play there?
Well, it's Amrabat is the option, I think.
Or,
We can't play Rashford on the left back.
or maybe Harry Maguire can start there. Why not? I don't know. What you saying, Tom?
You're gonna stick Harry Maguire at left back?
Just joking. He was playing as a striker last time when he subbed in, so he can play everywhere now. I just put Onana there as a left back then, and play Bayender.
He's the best passer in our team.
Facts.
Yes, he's a good passer. Of
We might put some crosses into the box, guys.
Yes.
You never know.
Okay, so we are anonymous that we are going with Amrabat.
Left
Amrabat.
back.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Dalot and left back for me, 100%.
Who's going to play on the right?
Lindelof.
Okay.
Or even
Controversial.
Amrabat can play. I think Amrabat will even be better on right back because he used to play right back sometimes for Fiorentina.
I'm confused now.
Yeah,
What you want?
I want
He wants Dalot.
left back.
You want still
I'll
at left
support
back. So
I'll
Everyone's
support that.
saying Dalot. You saying Dalot as a left back? Kenny Fan
Yeah.
TV. Have you been influenced and paid by Kenny Fan TV? Have you received some brown paper envelopes? Kenny's saying Dalot as a left back. Who else is saying? Muhammad Ali is saying Dalot left back. Okay, well, overruled. Dalot. Dalot. I don't think so, but okay.
Mhm.
That's your choice. Dalot is a left back, what Alan is saying as well. All right, then. Then we have. So what you suggesting Lindelof as a right back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
didn't he
You're giving
used
me
to
a
play
brain
right back for
hemorrhage.
Sweden?
He played right back in the game against Crystal Palace midweek.
Okay. All right. But depends on. No. I can't see it though. Convince me, please. If Anthony starts, yeah, maybe.
When Lindelof played that game and he made the rash tackle that got a yellow card, was it him that got the yellow
Now
card?
we have a vote here. Murta as a right back. Give me a break, guys. Okay, Lindelof. You guys are colluding, you two. Kenny Fan TV and Jarvis. I want to see your bank receipts later on, okay? No cheating here. Okay, I give up. Tom, you're the guest. What are you saying?
just at Lindelof there. We've got nobody else.
Okay, then Lindesoft on. Then Jarvis gonna get his Harry Maguire in there.
We know how bad this is, though, guys. We've got five fullbacks and we've only got one that's fit.
Varane has to be here. This is easy, right? Varane.
Yeah.
Varane.
I agree.
What, we're playing Johnny Evans, yeah?
Johnny Evans, please. Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans.
If you want.
Johnny Evans.
Yeah. Well, my choice is Maguire because
Okay.
Maguire
VR
is
room.
more
I need
of
your
a
vote.
ball-
I need your
I'm just
support
gonna
here.
say my argument. Maguire is more of a ball playing center back. So when we're gonna build up from the back because they will press us hard, so we need a ball playing center back. So
Okay.
that's why.
We have new name, Victoria's Secret Love. Okay, guys, before we continue, I'm not giving up. Okay, I'm not giving up. I want the VRs. Alan says Maguire, Varane and Evans. It was Kenny saying. How long is a piece of string? I have no idea. Dalot, Lindelof, Maguire, Varane,
Mhm.
Freddy Krueger as well. Jesus Christ, your fantasy. Stop watching the Chelsea game and focus. Please focus. Help us, God. Maguire is starting according to the majority of VR.
To
Tom,
be fair, I'd slap in Evans, I'd drop
Sorry, you
Evans
say?
in there. I'd drop
You
Evans
drop
in
in
there. Yeah.
me too.
Did you not see that left-footed crossover to?
Yeah, I'm saying we missed that. We missed that.
And his headers, his headers in the set pieces are so much
and I
better
think
than
set
Sladdy.
pieces will be a key for this game.
I'm afraid I will lose all my credibility as a football pundit if Maguire starts and play badly tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why we're putting Johnny Evans.
I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to Maguire.
No, I'm.
Have you
I'm
been
voting
going
for
to the
Johnny
church
Evans
lately?
I'm gonna vote for Johnny Evans here, Jarvis.
Have you confessed your sins lately? What's going on here?
Well, but I see some positive signs from Maguire. I saw it against Crystal Palace the first.
But this is a big game.
It is.
I don't want to have a Matip situation like yesterday.
Yeah,
I
don't want to have a Sevilla moment. Team ping pong.
But do we trust Johnny Evans?
Yeah,
yes,
I trust Johnny Evans to start the game. Finishing the game is a different story, but to start the first 45, I trust Johnny Evans. I feel like it will be better for us if he's on the field.
They will be shaky, nervous if Maguire starts.
And we could always bring Maguire on. That's always easier to take. It's easier to stomach Maguire coming on the field as a sub. Okay. So I feel like Johnny Evans will do well for the team. He's got the Lauren Varane.
Okay, you're the guest, Tom. You have the final word.
Put Johnny in.
Johnny Bravo, hey. Jarvis,
Johnny
you're the mad.
Johnny is a red.
Johnny Evans it is. A little bit of experience, that gentleman. Okay. Final vote's gone. Maguire. Jarvis has been drinking some strong Norwegian shit. What's Madhouse
drinking water?
Water. Is that water or is just masking for vodka? Anyway,
no, it's water.
Varane Evans. Simon Heron. Yeah, you guys are hilarious. Okay, let's go to the midfield. So that means that we have an Amrabat in the midfield together with Cass. Done deal?
Yes, I agree.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
I'm up for that. Amrabat to the left.
Yeah. Pivot of the two defensive midfielders. That's perfect.
Yeah, as a shield.
Mm-hmm.
And then Casemiro a little bit more forward. All right.
Casemiro.
It will be pretty much.
What are you doing?
This. I'm just refurbishing.
Okay.
You can move shit around here. Okay. Wow. Front four. Front four. Guys, I want to hear from you. Who starts? Rashford or will it be Garnacho?
I'm hoping for Garnacho.
Me too.
But, you know, I mean, if we're building the team, depends on the vote, right? What does the VAR room say? Garnacho.
VAR room, Garnacho. People saying Garnacho.
We just know he's going to start Rashford, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's not going to drop Rashford and Bruno after one bad game. That's the only thing that I'm going to say.
Garnacho, Martial, Rashford is what Alan is saying here. Rashford starts what ITN is saying. Nope, Anthony will start. I don't know if Anthony will come in straight away. I mean, he hasn't, he just started to train.
He'll play at the weekend.
Yeah.
I think he'll start at the weekend and they'll bring him on just to get some minutes.
I'm conflicted. I give up.
I think he starts Garnacho this game for some reason.
I think so too.
And I heard him from the press conference. He sounded like he backed Rashford, right? But he also sounded like he also gave some criticism about him.
He did. He did.
So
okay, I go Garnacho.
Like he might just bring on Garnacho and bring Rashford on the.
Sorry, I gotta be authoritarian here. Garnacho. We need some Nacho and Garnacho. This for me looks good. If you have Diego Dalot, Garnacho, that works good. Amrabat there. Okay, Bruno Fernandes has to then start. Captain Bruno.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I would rather play Hannibal, and then we will be in a more like a 4-3-3 because Galatasaray will probably play a 4-3-3. We will be man to man in the midfield, and we are strong in midfield. So we will win the midfield battle. When it comes to Bruno, I think he will lose the ball too much. I'm not happy with Bruno at the moment. I think he should be benched.
But it's not what you.
But I don't think he will bench Captain Bruno.
I don't think.
No,
I think he will give. I think Bruno will get a second chance this game. Because
if you bench Bruno, then you have to replace Evans and put Maguire there as a captain.
What on is the captain?
It's like choosing between pest and cholera. You know what I mean? What's going to be? A slow death or?
He's gonna start Palestri. He probably will start Palestri or Rashford off the right.
I think. I have a sneaky feeling he will bloody throw in Anthony there.
Yeah.
I have he's been waiting for him. That's his son.
Yeah, I know, but I think Anthony plays from the 65th minute and he starts this weekend.
Guys, I have a question for you guys. There's some weird thing going on within Anthony and the coach. Do you think that he's busted son from somewhere? He went to Brazil somewhere and did a little bit boca and got Anthony? No?
Anthony has too much hair on his head.
Jokes aside, people, don't take me serious. It's just a good mood today. As soon as you get to Brazil, you ended up coming home married or something like that. I want to hear from the VR room, guys. Anthony people are saying RG saying Anthony. RG still thinking. Guys, let us know who will start on the right. I don't think Pelistri will start. I think he will throw in an Anthony. I have a sneaky feeling because he spoke about him. He's available. Good news. He said in the press conference. Yes, but the good news.
Pelistri played against Bayern, right?
Anthony will start. What Reggie is saying is
I want Anthony to start, right? But Pelistri played against Bayern.
He did.
And I think he's gonna start. But you could put Anthony.
Yes.
I see the VAR room. A lot of them says Anthony.
We missed you, Anthony. We missed you. And here, Højlund.
Martial.
Yeah. Why?
I think it's the game suits him better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the defensive, the way that Galatasaray defense plays, I think Martial would find a better effectiveness in the first half.
Tom, talk to us. I think these two have been corrupted.
It's more corrupt than FIFA on here, isn't it?
Yes, I think they've been part of that VAR corruption scandal. Tom, speak some sense to me, please.
No, I'd like to see Højlund play personally.
See, Højlund starts. What Kenny Fan TV says: Martial off the bench. Martial and bring on Højlund after. Scott at the wheel. Martial.
I'd rather do the opposite. I'd rather do the opposite personally, because we know Martial won't play the full 90 anyway. And if you play Højlund and you can get a goal or whatever, you can hack him off after 60 minutes.
Does this mean that you guys have turning on Højlund, or is it that you just think that he's a better option?
No. I just think based on the game, the team, the type of team we're playing. I don't think Galatasaray is that team where they have two very physical defenders. I think they have one physical defender and one defender who's more based on reading the game. Okay. And against that kind of defense, I think Martial would suit it better.
Martial is better off the bench, according to my opinion, but okay.
Yeah, but I gotta admit that Martial has looked good in the last couple of games.
True. I love Martial
again, and he looks fit. So I think he's an informed player, and I believe we should always play the informed players. That doesn't matter what name you got or status. If you're informed, you should play.
Let's see how long it lasts.
Well, we will never get this right anyway, peeps. Anyway, so Martial is fit. Yeah, I love Martial. At the end of the day, I have no issues with that, guys. But I think we will get this one so wrong at the end of the day. We will find out tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, but definitely.
The wheel says Højlund needs a break for this weekend, and I think that's a good idea, maybe to rest his legs, because we have been playing a lot of games lately, and he's been high intensity all the time, Højlund. So maybe he will come good.
Okay, cool. we're closing the shop then. So, you guys have voted. VR Room has been involved. We have Banana, Johnny Evans, Varane, Lindelof, Diego Dalot, Amrabat, Casemiro. Front four, Alejandro Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony, and Martial. Cool. Done and dusted then. Closing
I
that
like
shop.
that team.
You do like that team?
Yeah, I do.
We have only one thing left on the agenda, and that is the score prediction, the most interesting. VR Room, get your scores in right now, right here. Let us know in the chat room what you think. What would be the score prediction for tomorrow? Some of you started already when we started the stream, but we are coming to that point when it really matters. Let us know your score prediction, and I want to hear from you. Yeah, some people are already coming, but I started with you, with the pundits fans here as well. Mark, go straight to you. What is your score prediction tomorrow?
Well, if we are lucky enough to get that team set up right, I think we could score maybe 3-4 goals. So I'll go for a 3-1 victory.
Safe. How about you, Tom?
I think the opposite. I think we'll only score one. And I think we'll just sit out. We've not been converting. That's the problem. We can create all the chances in the world, but if you can't convert them, there's no point. But like you guys said, I think set pieces plays a key, and I think we can outmuscle them in the box and get somebody on the end of a header or whatever. So
Johnny Evans header, Casemiro header.
Casemiro, I was going to say.
Casemiro header, yeah. Joris.
Well, they have good strikers in Zaha and Icardi and Dries Mertens and a lot of players who can score goals. So we won't have a clean sheet.
Not playing.
I'm very sure that they will score on us. I hope that we can be more effective going forward. We can score a couple of goals too. I think Galatasaray is a team that never gives up. Even if we are up 2-0 half time, they can come back. So we need to give it all tomorrow. My head says like a 2-2 game, I feel, but my heart says United win 2-1.
2-1. Okay, let's go to the VR room. I will have my say as well. Jarle Malmin is saying 1-1. He's saying a draw. I don't take a draw. I want 3 points. Mohammed is saying here 2-1 Manchester United. I think also it's going to be a 2-1 Manchester United. I don't see a 3-1 at the moment. I'm just going to lower down my expectations. I usually go 3-1. William is saying 1-1 draw. Lucky Singh is going 2-1 or 3-2. You can't have two scores, my friend. You got to have one, Lucky. Yeah. Reggie is saying 1-2. So Galatasaray is going to have one on us then. 2-1 is saying United. 2-11. 2-1, I hope. I read it 2-1. 2-1 to Manchester United. Most people are going 2-1 United, 2-1 United. Only RJ is very positive to say 4-1 Manchester United. 3-0 for Manchester United is according to Amaron Moke saying here. That's really bold. 2-1 loss. Don't jinx it, ITN. But that's your opinion as well. 2-0 says Ariane here as well. And crosses in. That's what we need. What's Lucky saying? We need to cross ourselves and hopefully for a good goal. 2-1 is what you're now saying. 2-1 Galatasaray. Madhouse believes the Galatasaray is going to convert. I'm getting nervous now when you say that, Madhouse. Lucky seeing 3-2 now. DJ Superfly, welcome. Haven't seen you before 3-1, but hopefully it will be 1-3. Lol. Okay, yeah. Big up on you, mate. Jesus Christ, guys, where's the positivity? 2-1. Lucky, what are you doing? You keep voting over and over again. 3-0 for United. Am I missing something here? Or is this somebody jinxing with my chat here? Arda is here to say 4-0 Galatasaray. There must be a Galatasaray fan, Arda. Are you a Galatasaray fan? Must be 4-0 Galatasaray. United to win with 5-1. Wow. That's the most positive thing I've seen. Do we have any Galatasaray fans in here in this chat? Let us know. Icardi and Mertens up front will be tough. What Jonathan Ball is saying. Bally, where have you been, my mate? I haven't seen you for a long time. No. Buddy, good to see you. Hope you're well, my friend. 1-1 is what Simon Heron is saying. Listen, I'm going to be less positive this time because last time I jinxed it, and I'm going to say 2-1 United. I think we're going to concede.
Yeah. I when I read the team that Galatasaray has, I felt not positive. They have so many good players, people who have been on this stage before. I don't think they will be nervous coming to Old Trafford, and they smell blood. We have no left back. We have been losing 4 games in the league this season. I think they see their chance. This is their chance, to go up against one of the biggest teams in the world, and they smell blood. So it's not going to be an easy game.
Okay, we have here directly Galatasaray named the traveling squad, though. Are you interested to hear that? So Hakim Ziyech has been ruled out. He's injured, as you know. I told you this before. So let me see. What did they say? Definitely including Wilfred Zaha will be part of the squad. Uruguayan Fernando Muslera, Davinson Sanchez, Ndombele, Angelino. Hang on, the Galatasaray squad, goalkeepers Fernando Muslera, yes. Defenders Angelino Khan, Ayan, Abdul Rakim Bardakci, Sasha Bowie, as what we said, Victor Nelson, Davinson Sanchez. Midfielders is Karem Artuglu, Karem Demimbe, sorry for slaughtering the names. Demirbay, Nondombele, Sergio Oliveira, Mateus Tete, Lucas Torreira, Baris Alper Yilmaz. Forwards, Cedric Bakambu, Marco Icardi, Dries Mertens, Wilfried Zaha.
To be fair to them, they've actually got a decent squad.
They do?
Yeah, they do.
I'm not even joking. I wouldn't. I've seen a couple
Dries
of names
Mertens.
there. I didn't even know that he played for them. I thought Dries Mertens had retired, if I'm honest.
Mertens retired, yeah.
I thought he retired. I didn't know when Dembele was there from Spurs.
Icardi, yes. Zaha, yes. I don't know. I feel nervous, but still, I think we will get it over the line tomorrow. I hope we got a fight. That's the thing.
I think.
How come I don't feel any positivity in this chat? I don't feel any positive vibes here.
I don't know, but I'm positive. I don't think we're going to lose the game tomorrow. I'm just hoping the team gives a solid performance because I could see, even though they have some good names, I think our team is better. And I think our team has been performing maybe not as good as they should, but we've seen what they can do. And even if we were playing against Crystal Palace, we were using our B team as well last week. So I feel like the team should come out and give a good account of themselves.
All right, then we will just see tomorrow. But since I have Tom here, it's not often that we get you here, Tom. But anyway, I just want to pick your brains regarding what just came out on Twitter regarding Sir Jim Ratcliffe and all of a sudden what there was reporting that he's only going to go in with 25% investment. That's something new, or is it old? What's your take on that?
Well, we knew that he'd already offered he'd put 3 separate offers in. He'd put an option in to buy the 69% outright, which would remove all of the Glazer family, but it's nowhere near the asking price that the family want.
It's nowhere near what Sheikh Yassim's bid is. That's the thing.
Well, it's not, yeah. And then they wanted to propose that they keep Joel and Avram in with 20% and they buy out the rest of the siblings, which would give them the whole control over the football club, which is what they would ultimately want, which that offer's not been accepted. And then he offered a third proposal at the time, which was that he would buy a percentage of each of the sibling shares, and whatever that totals up to, he would have to meet the threshold of over 50% to then be in control of the football club. But one of the sticking points that he's always wanted is he wants to control the football club. He doesn't want to buy in and not be able to impact decision making at Manchester United. So with this coming out of nowhere, this left field of our buying at 25%, it is a little bit ludicrous, really, from that aspect. I knew he was reshuffling his bid because I'd done a previous show with Red Devil Sudi on his channel to discuss sort of an update around that he was tweaking certain parts of his offer, but the understanding that I had was that he was going to increase upon the other ones. Nothing to do with anything about going in and going at minority stake. So to actually even hear this from today that it's even an option. I mean, we knew that the guy had tried to cut out the fans with by keeping some of the siblings in, and I think really what gets to United fans the most really is that this guy claims he's a Manchester United fan. If you're a Manchester United fan, you would know that the fans absolutely hate the Glazer family.
Yep.
And really, irrespective of that, if you're a fan, you shouldn't be supporting what these owners have actually done to this football club. Because if you are, then you're just incompetent. And I think from the bottom of a lot of United fans' hearts, I'll probably be the first to say it. Sir Jim Ratcliffe will not be welcome at Old Trafford. If this proposal of his to buy 25%, he'd better.
Don't you think he knows it as well? Don't you think he knows it?
Well, he's not. Well, I've never seen him in the stands at Old Trafford before. I mean, he claims he was at the '99 final. Show us a picture, Sir Jim.
Yeah.
You went to a big event like that, and you don't have a picture.
No.
But we've seen this made-up sort of tabloid that people made about Sheikh Jassim, and he was at Old Trafford with his son in a Man United shirt, and it makes you just think really about the actual importance of this football club to him.
Reminds me of Joe Biden, the speech of 9/11, anniversary, and he was saying, "I was standing there looking at the gates of hell." Like, he was not even there until 2 weeks after.
Well, but this is the thing, though, and at the end of the day, with the family, will it make the family move? Probably not. I don't think it will, because they could have taken a minority stake option from one of the others. They could have had the same deal that Sir Jim's going to do with an investment fund, an Oak Tree Capital, or a Carlisle, an Elliott Management. They could do that deal months ago, and they've not done it. So
I think,
why is it different with Sir Jim?
I think it's for me. If you want my honest opinion, I know what I know, but if I put my thoughts to it, for me it's like a concession, in a way, to say, like, even Bloomberg came out to say that his bid was blown out of the water. He's dead in the water, And then it's been like an alleviate period. And what you see now coming out 25% is pretty much to save face. This takes a lot of time. And, one thing you don't want to do is, like, to lose face. At least you can say, I tried. But if Qatar has come in with a substantial bid that meets the evaluation, that you certainly as an enterprise cannot compete with, unless you dig in from your own pocket, that means that Ineos is buying X amount of shares of Class B, and he personally goes in and buy out the minorities. And there's always been that legal challenge from the minority stakeholders as well. Boeing Group, Lindsay Train and all them. So that's not a clean deal. There's also the Neil Custis story that people are discouraging because he's like, oh, it's the Sun. But you know what? He's not a bad journalist. Neil Custis has been around for quite a while. Right. So he's been getting some information. He said in October. So what's in October as well is the Grand Prix, and Qatar, Qatar Authority Investment that's actually buying into the F1, ownership. So there's going to be a major PR event for them. And what better way is to sort of have that announcement is that final race at the F1 Qatar Doha PR. Boom.
United.
Yeah, we won the race at the F1.
Well, at the end of the day.
Sorry.
Go on, Charles.
Yeah, I just have a question. I'm terrible in math, but I try to wrap my head around how can they buy 25% and get the majority? Because
they can't.
As I understand, the Glazers have 10 times the B shares, the voting rights. Mm-hmm. So one share from the Glazers is worth 10 times.
It's worth 10 times what a minority
when they sell them
is.
When they sell them, the 10 times will be annulled, so it will be 1. Is that right?
It'll go down to whatever the Glazer family want it to, because they can adjust it. Yeah, it's the Glazer family's decision. When they decided to separate the shares from A to B, they put the B shares with the more voting rights and controlling power. Based upon that gives them the control if they were to sell the football club. So then, if you don't buy the shares off them, none of the other minority investors can buy enough shares to challenge the Glazer family's ownership, and therefore say, well, we've got, say, 50% of it, and you've got 50% of it, but we'll buy the other half off you.
Yeah.
So it puts them in a position where they can't ever be challenge to be bought out. Effectively, it's their decision when they decide. It's when they decide to leave. That's how it means. So, for example, with what Ratcliffe's proposing, if he wants to buy 25%, he won't have control of the football club. Which the one thing that we've known from the very start, even when the stuff floated out around that he was going to keep some of the members in, was he always wanted control. So I don't understand the sudden change of heart and why it would interest the Glazer family when they've had these offers that Ratcliffe will propose now on the table from all these minority investment groups all the way back as far as January. And they've never accepted one of those offers. And if we're being completely honest with you, they don't even get talked about as much anymore nowadays. You never hear anything about Carlisle, Elliott Management, none of these groups. It's always Sheikh Jassim and the Qataris or Ratcliffe and Ineos. And they're the only two real bids that, if we're being honest, anybody's even interested in anyway.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right there, because they ran two linear processes. One was for 25 investment, 25% on investment. The other one was full sale, right?
Yeah.
All of the minority investors fell off already, right? They fell off. So it was only full sale or buying 69%. Let us not kid ourselves. Like, no, Glazers are in big financial mess privately as well, right? So for me, it sounds like, okay, well, this is my last throw of the dice. I cannot release any funds anymore. Like, I've been knocking on different banks' door trying to see if I can get a mortgage or something. And basically, we are living in a really huge recession time when banks are not giving out loans. That's the thing, right? And at the end of the day, I see this as more of a, okay, here's my last throw at the dice, because for them it's more of a legacy. They want to be, what do you call it, philanthropists, right? We've done money already. We want to just relax, retire, and own something, a stake of a football club. But could it also be that it's kind of normal as well that the winning bid also get minority investors investing in that bid? Could it be that he's investing the 25% in the winning bid? Question mark.
Well, the only thing that would make sense with him doing that, this 25% stake now, is that if he has some sort of an agreement that means he can buy them out later on, that's the only realistic thing, like by, say, 2025 or 26, something like that. But again, we're talking like 3-4 years away, which for the Glazer family, in 3-4 years' time, you never know what's going to happen. There might be another Super League that might come about, and they might want to jump ship and say, do you know what, screw you, Sir Jim, screw our deal, because at the end of the day, we own the control of the football club, so we decide what's going to happen with it. And what's Sir Jim going to just do? He's going to sit there with 25%. It wouldn't make any logical sense, but that's the one thing that we can say anyway with Sheikh Jassim and the Qataris is they've never ruled out that they would bid one final time. They've never ruled it out. It's always been, it's our fifth and final bid, but the one thing that they've never decided upon is, well, if they hear that Ratcliffe's advancing more than them or anything like that, it might just come to it where they might just think, oh, do you know what? Let's just have one final blow of the dice and then we'll have 50%. And then we'll just blow it, we'll just go all in at the poker table. And if they don't win it, well, no fan can really say that they didn't go all in to try and get the club, because they would have done. What more can you do? You can't make somebody's mind up for them. They have to make the decision.
Yeah, but the thing is,
that's what the family have to do.
Yeah, but you can understand that, you want this as your legacy, as your time and legacy. I can understand that. But you got to read the room what the fans want and don't want, right? Yeah, I can understand you want to buy the Ferrari, but you don't have money to drive the Ferrari. You got to put petrol in the Ferrari, you know what I mean? On the other hand, you have Sheikh Jassim, 92 Holding Foundation. They're going toe-to-toe, with the PIF for the, bidding for the major sporting events. Qatar has been propping up the professional league. They're getting golf. They're getting everything. So that's part of the sporting portfolio. They will not cave on this one. So they're playing poker. They're sitting quite relaxed because let me understand. Let me be this clear. They probably slapped a substantial bid, which is undisclosed, on the table, which everyone is guessing. But I rest assured, it's met the over-evaluation, blowing Sheikh Jassim, Ineos out of the water. Because, you remember he went the back door, he went just straight to the horse's mouth and say, how much? Boom, here you go.
Well, it's not even that, though. When you think about it, that the actual owners of United in the Glazer family contacted Nasser Al Khalifa. I think a lot of people forget that story.
Yeah.
They contacted Nasser Al Khalifa to be involved and be a broker for a deal with the Qataris. Why would you do that? if you're not interested in selling the football club. Why?
Yeah.
Clearly, there is a price that they will sell for, and as far as everybody understands, it's £6 billion.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that the groups have been bidding in the process, they've bidded in dollars. And the one thing that I always heard from the sort of American financial world had always been that if the Qataris had gone for what they would have said, if this process was in pounds, they would have bought this football club a lot easier based upon the evaluation of it. But because the Glazer family listed it via New York Stock Exchange, they have to currency within dollars. And because the dollar is always going is always going to fluctuate between higher or lower between the pound, just like the euro does for the British pound, when you have that fluctuation, you can't always stick a same number on it. Whereas for the Qataris, they deal in dollars anyway. Saudi Arabia deal in dollars. A lot of Saudi Arabians' money, funnily enough, isn't in their own country. It's in America.
Yep.
American investment funds hold Saudi Arabia's money. PIF, for example, have 20% of their overall wealth with Clear Lake Capital owned Chelsea Football Club. That's where that sort of story came through from there, that they manage PIF's assets, because they do. In the same way now that the Qataris will have some sort of investment within a Bank of America, within a Citibank, or within one of the big investment banks within the United States that will hold a certain amount of money for them.
They do. Bank of America.
Bank of America. Well, Bank of America. Yeah.
Shabazz used to work there, the chief negotiator there, if you remember him.
Yeah. I know.
25 years with Bank of America, so he's got contacts there.
Well, at the end of the day, they've been using the Bank of America to advise them on what value to bid when they went to look at the ground. So there is that obviously connection there between them. I know they had Sam Powers, one of the chief executive operators for Bank of America, who was at the football ground when they were looking around it and the training ground and everything. But at the end of the day, the only thing that we can probably summarise on is that the Glazer family have had these exact same offers that they're going to have from Ratcliffe now, from the minority investment groups, to buy in at 20-25%. And they've never took one of them since January. So Ratcliffe doing this now, if I'm being honest with you, there's going to have to be something in place. There'd have to be some sort of a clause or an agreement for him to buy them out in a couple of years' time. Because if there isn't, it doesn't make any sense. Because you're going to be shot as soon as you get in the door from the Manchester United fans if you do this. And second of all, why are you going to buy in if you're not going to have any control over this football club? The Glazer family could do anything that they want and then just pass it over to you. They could take the lead off the roof. They could sell it on eBay. They could do whatever they want.
Okay.
And they just pass it to you.
I say that this is one horse race. I'm saying this is out of the water. I think this is just PR spin at the end of the day. This is just what I'm dreading. That is a concession to say, look, I'm saving face. I could never met the evaluation. At the end of the day, this process was only designed to get this the large shark on the hook. If you look at the shadow bidding, at the end of the day, that's why they were mingling down during the Qatar World Cup to meet with the royalties, the sheikhs, and everyone else. That's the thing, right? That's what I believe, and that's what I've been told as well. But at the end of the day, what really matters is we get the Glazers out. So if it's 100%, if it's really so that, Sheikh Yassim and, Ineos, they go toe-to-toe and then they both buy 100%, I take that. You know what I mean? I take that. As long as they can invest. But I don't see where they have the capital in that sense. They had 10 months to opt the bids. They have 10 months to look for investments. And it comes down to this, 25%. Doesn't really make sense, Tom.
No, it doesn't make sense based upon the evaluations that's set. But even if 25%, like Ahmed's saying here, if that roughly works out at $1.5 billion, that would not build the Glazer family a new stadium.
Nope.
We've always sit here and said the same thing. The stadium that United would want, if they want to go over 80,000 capacity and completely rebuild, will cost over $2 billion, and it might cost even more.
Wait a minute.
North of that.
Oh, you just look at, guys. Just go back in timeline and follow what's been reported, right? If you just do that, it wasn't a long time ago. There was a concession to say that he will not overpay and blah blah blah, and he's speaking this and that, and all of a sudden today you see some different stories. I just start to believe that he's just been used as a prop here, He knew all along that he could never compete, and it's just been a prop. And at the end of the day, like your company, you want to preserve your brand, Ineos brand, you know.
Well, Mick, when you think about it, 3 Premier League clubs have been up for sale in the last 3 years: Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United.
Yeah.
And the one thing that you can always say with Ratcliffe is he's never valued any of them football clubs at the prices it would take to buy them.
Never.
He wouldn't have bought. He wasn't prepared. He wouldn't have bought Liverpool for £4 billion.
Stingy.
That is. He was. He's not. Clearly doesn't want to buy Man United for 6, and he only put in a bid to buy Chelsea for 4.25.
So-called late bid as a PR stunt.
Yeah. Which it only took £2.5 billion to buy Chelsea, just the club. The rest of the money that was going on top, 175, was to put into the football club afterwards. That's the only difference. With Ratcliffe, it just doesn't make sense for what the offer that he would do.
No, could you then speculate or say he made an interview to say, I came in late for a bid? Well, was there even a bid? You know what I mean? Was it more of a PR stunt to get more... to get awarded a contract in US for fracking rights and stuff like that? Because at the end of the day, you just...
Many people looked at that as that it was almost a dry water run, because 3 months before the Chelsea situation came available, he'd met the Glazer family in New York, and they discussed Manchester United when there was a business conference summit over in the US in New York. And when they were discussing about it, they said, "Oh, would you be open to selling Manchester United in the future? And, what sort of valuation would you be looking at?" And at that time, the Glazer family weren't looking to sell Manchester United, so they said it's not for sale. And he came out obviously later in that interview and said, "Look, the 6 siblings have control of the football club, and they don't want to sell." Those were his own words. But at the end of the day, I always look at it from this perspective. And for anybody in the chat, I might educate a couple of people here. If somebody says something's not for sale, don't ever believe them. Everything has a price. Jarvis's t-shirt has a price. Mick's hat has a price.
Never.
Everything has a price. Mick's channel right now, I could make him an offer, and there'll be a price in mind that he'd sell it for.
Yeah, the question is, you can buy it, but can you run it?
That's like Ratcliffe right now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Mick and Tom, since I have you two guys here, I can ask stupid questions because you are the gurus and I'm just a regular Joe. So do you think the Glazers are concerned that if the 9-2 Foundation has a successful bid accepted, would they be afraid of the bid being derailed by the government, or that it will take like 5 years before it gets approved?
It wouldn't
take a thing.
No, because the Qatari government and the British government have good relationship. That's why.
Absolutely good relationship.
They already put in place that when you need to come for gas and energy, you come to Qatar. That's the principle that the Emir put in place when he met Boris Johnson before he was outed of office. That was the principle that they had in place then. Saudi Arabia have done the exact same thing. You need oil reserves when the British economy was in absolute crisis because nobody could actually fuel their cars at an affordable price. What did they do? Every single Western leader ran to the Middle East, and they ran to Saudi Arabia, they ran to Qatar, they ran to Bahrain, they ran to any state that they could to buy as much of the bulk as they can. And at the end of the day, they overpaid on the prices that they did, but they built the good relationships. And when Saudi Arabia wanted to buy Newcastle and the Premier League blocked it the first time, when the government steps in and they authoritarianly what the Premier League's review should say, they influenced Newcastle to be bought by Saudi Arabia.
100%. That's you just stole my words.
And at the end of the day, if push came to shove and the Premier League objected to the notion for Manchester United to be bought out by a Qatari private individual, because that's how it's being quoted, even though we all know that there is government involvement in the bid, let's be honest. Yes, it is a stooge bid because
politics.
If it wins out, you're going to have all these different names that are going to come out who were involved in this bid. But if they don't win, well, you can just blame Sheikh Jassim. He's the only name that's on the front of it. So they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. If they win, you're going to hear Nasser Al-Khalifi was behind it all along, or maybe Mick Ruby was a negotiator for the Qataris. We don't know. He's under NDA agreement, guys. He's under
I don't
NDA.
say much. I don't say much. Stop baiting me, Tom. I know what you're trying to do here. It's not going to work. Yeah, just to spin further on that one. Yeah, 100% because governments do play a part, and there's like the geopolitics of it, and business is business. You know what? Because if you saw when there was Queen Elizabeth's funeral, or it was the coronation actually, the Emir came, on that Friday, met with the Richie Sunak as well. The further discuss about the oil and gas projects, all that stuff, and do not forget the Qatar is investing a lot of projects in infrastructures and buildings, so they're quite influential at the end of the day. So that's definitely, I mean, government is powerful, to be honest. They do have a say. At the end of the day, they say politics and sports don't go together, but it does.
They do. They do. Behind closed doors, they do at the end of the day. I mean, let me take you, for example. Everybody knows what Mayfair is in London, for example.
Yes.
You have Harrods on it, you have everything. That whole block of it is owned by the Qatari government.
Yes.
They built it, they fund it, it's their property. The Shard in London, they built it, they fund it, it's their building.
Yep.
But it's just situated in London, which is one of the major cities in the world, which if they wanted to build a big infrastructure in, let's say, Manchester, for example, I don't know, they want to build a monument here, they could do. The UK government will never stop overseas funding if it's going to mean it's going to better their infrastructure and their actual economy going forward. They will always take out offshore funding. So, but at the end of the day, this isn't a political show anyway, so we won't get into the politics of financials. But at the end of the day, they invest in some of the biggest brands in the world. So when these so-called journalists or fans on Twitter who object to Qatar's bid or whatever, listen, if you're with Barclays Bank, I'd change your bank account straight away then, because they fund that. If you go and shop in Sainsbury's, which is for people who live in the UK will know what that is, local supermarket. If you go and shop in Sainsbury's, I won't walk stepping foot in them doors again. If you drive a Volkswagen, I won't drive that anymore. All funded by the Qatari government then. So at the end of the day, if you're going to do your research, do it properly. But we always come to the same point with the Glazer family. They've never been quick decision makers when being the owners of Manchester United. So when it's something that's going to impact the course of history, really, going forwards, they're going to take the time of it at the end of the day. And unfortunately, you can always look at it from this perspective. Even with this new Sir Jim Ratcliffe offer, it's not going to meet the evaluation that they want. And even if you quarter it at 1.5 at 25%, correct me if I'm wrong on the maths, I think it does value it out at 6 billion over time. But you're going to be talking maybe 1.5 for 4 years. 4 years, you're going to have to wait to get that money. Yeah. When you can get a big injection now from the Qataris,
it's not the cleanest deal. It's not. I mean, that's why I'm saying it doesn't make sense. Why are you making installment payments and 4 years down the track you buy them out, But then you're playing on that mentality of Joel and Abram to say, hey, I might offer you a place on the board there, like if you take this bid. But at the end of the day, in the current financial market, you see, you compare two bidders, and one is offering you, straight cash front up, you walk away. Somebody's paying up your bar tab that you've been partying down in Ibiza for 10 years in the VIP tables and left the credit card bill on 1 billion. So somebody's coming out there, Tom, and all of a sudden offer you to pay off your credit card bill. You partied for nothing for 10 years. You know what I mean? And plus they give you 1 billion each in your pocket to walk away. No hangovers there, right? But then on the other hand, you look at the current structure, what Ineos is trying to do, confusing, trying to restructure certain deals. It's going to take time. And what's coming out now, 25%, doesn't really make any sense. It's pretty much like a last throw of the dice to say, look, I tried. I cannot go up against that. But even if they do, it's like you're playing poker, right? It's a raise or call, right? If you raise your bid, the other one will call you and, slap in another billion on top, That's the way I see it. Yeah. You just have to look at the current, competitive market down there in the Middle East, regarding the Saudis is propping up both the PGA Tour, golfing. They're going head to head against the F1. I think it was Liberty Investment. I think they put in a bid there back in January. It was PIF, and Liberty Investment said no to 20 billion in valuation. And there's rumors going out the Qatar Investment Authority is buying the F1 as well, and Of course,
Yeah,
for them, it's gonna be,
they wanted their own race originally. That's what they wanted. But when they already got the rights for that, and then you can see the bigger market, the F1's growing. Everybody's slowly following on the bandwagon and starting to watch it.
Yeah, but I've been told all along, like, I'm not gonna name my sources from 92 Holding Foundation down in Qatar either, of course. But I've been told, like, to hold tight, and whatever is coming out October, November is kind of what we're looking at, and that's, I don't really follow up. It's like humbly, whatever you receive, the information you share in a way. But never do I say that I'm in the know, or never do I say this, because at the end of the day, I want this club to be sold. I want us to move forward. And I just lost my train of thought because I got a message from a guy who said, really good time to do a podcast now. Because I was actually planning to do a podcast with Paul White, and we're going to do that on Wednesday, if you know Paul White as well. So we've been doing a few podcasts as well. He's very into finances and stuff as well. So at the end of the day, what I believe is, why is that not the financial report coming out? Is that because if they have it now and they announce the sales, and if they don't announce the sales, they would be penalized and be prosecuted at the end of the day. So I think they're buying time to actually giving the green light. And I think even what Neil Custis was saying, like, people were shooting him down, like, within 3-4 weeks, you find out in October, big news. So there is a full sale only happening, I believe so, right? You can only see in the transfer market as well that the Glazers never granted anything. Like, there was always been the last Bank of America overdraft that was pledged back in January, if you remember. The financial planning or September, like, the financial, they said, here's an overdraft for you to utilize in the summer, but that's the last overdraft credit. They're not going to give anymore because Bank of America wants to have the debt repaid by 2024, 25 by memory, Tom.
Yeah, they want, any bank will want their money back within 5 years. That's the minimum cap that they normally put on it, unless you do a big over £1 billion infrastructure project like Spurs have done, and then you get a debt repayment plan over 22 years. But you're still going to be making money on the side whilst paying the debt off with a new stadium. But the only difference is between what Spurs have done and Manchester United is United need bigger and better. That's the difference. And to get bigger and better, you need big pockets. And at the end of the day, the only way that you're going to have big pockets in the modern day world anyway, with any sport, anybody who wants to get paid big top dollar, you go to the Middle East. And in particular, right now, you go to Saudi Arabia. Football's there. We know the big boxing fights go over there. We know F1 goes there now. They're looking at projects they've already bought into the PGA Tour with Live Golf, and what they've done a merger with them. And they're buying anything and everything that they can to gain notoriety to their 2030 project that they, that Mohammed bin Salman set out to do. He's got all of his government ministers running around doing all this groundwork for him, and it's just pay whatever it takes to get anything. Yeah. I mean, when you pledge as a country to spend $22 billion on your own football league, that's a serious country. That is a serious country that wants to grow its actual following of sports, or as many people will call it, sports wash the country. That's what people would say anyway.
But they've been trying to create a lot of divide and conquer agendas, like with sports washing, human rights, rainbow movements and stuff like that. It's been heavily influenced by think tanks and organizations to sort of smear campaigning in certain ways and try to prop up the other one as more of a cleaner bid. But then you got to talk about greenwashing, and fracking is not a sort of a, if you are an environmentalist, like, it's the most lethal, toxic shit that you can ever do. So it's just bullshit, according to my opinion. Sorry for swearing, guys, as well, bullshit. But at the end of the day, what I think further is going to be a PR statement released. It's always like this when you have a competition, right? The runner-up will always congratulate and concede, right? So I think we are starting to see, and we started to see signs about it, like, about 4 weeks ago, 100%, that we have a concession there to say, like, it will be some statement from Ineos itself to say, we tried at least, we did our best, but we lost to the best man, to the best bid, right?
We have a question here from Stephanie to Tom. It's a stupid question. She said that is there a chance that Qatar will do a deal with Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Nothing is impossible. Could it happen that the Qataris will team up with Sir Jim and they will have like a...
Could be.
When you talk about when you talk about Man United, there's no such thing as a stupid question anymore. So you're okay, Stephanie, in that regard. But no, with Qatar, they want the football club for themselves. They come in here like a bull in a china shop. We want to buy 100%. No investors, no partners, no bull. Well, as Mick put it there, I won't say the word to coin his phrase, but no BS. And we want the football club. That is literally it. Whereas with Ratcliffe, he's changed his tune. I'll buy 69%. I'll buy 50. I'll buy 52 and keep some of them in. I'll buy 50. I'll buy a percentage off of each of them and keep them all in. I'll buy, basically just move the goalposts.
Originally, Dubai IDS was in talks with Sir Jim Ratcliffe to do such a model, like 25, 75, 35, 65. But that kind of fell out of the water as soon as Qatar entered the race. They were adamant to get it. So you're absolutely right. Qatar wants 100%, nothing else, nothing more. And everyone walks away happy, winner, chicken dinner.
When you've got a pot of over £300 billion, why do you need to partner with anybody?
You don't.
You don't. That's the thing. And that project that they have with QIA, that's built up of over 1,000 people that run and manage those assets. So Jim Ratcliffe is one individual that manages his own assets. And don't be fooled, people, when you see the tagline, so Jim Ratcliffe, net worth $21 billion or anything like that. Don't be fooled, people. If anybody assumes that that's what's in somebody's bank account,
it's not.
I'll stand correct you. It's assets. So that could be an evaluation of what he has a percentage of with Ineos, with Nice, with Lausanne, with any of these different projects and businesses. That's all of those valuations totaled up into one, and that's what your net worth is. So
60 billion.
Yeah, 60 billion. But at the end of the day, when you want to project what he actually owns, he doesn't own all of Ineos. He partners with three people. And the other two are David and John Curry. Those three are the actual best friends of Sir Jim Ratcliffe for years, over 30, 40 years, that they've just built up a petrochemical business and it's gone bang to the rooftops. So at the end of the day, the one thing that I'm shocked with Ratcliffe is that he hasn't even been open-minded to partner with an Elliott Investment or to go with a Carlyle Group. Even if you don't do a deal with them, speak to them. What's the worst thing that you can do? Hear people out and think, well, you're prepared to buy 25, I'll buy 75, and we'll do a cut price deal there. Or you up your bid, you go to 40, and I'll make up the rest of it. And then over time, you can do similarly what Chelsea have done with Clearlake and Todd Bowler. Take the businessman and take the £1 billion hedge fund or investment company and merge the two together. You manage the football club. You lead our ownership group. That's effectively how Chelsea Football Club runs in a nutshell. But at the end of the day, when you want to run a £1 billion company, at the end of the day, United is more than a football club. And people don't want to talk about this side of it. It is more than a football club. Business and brand will be bigger than Manchester United. Based upon that, if United died as a football club, everybody will still know United as a brand. They will still know the club crest. They will still know that Manchester United has worldwide reach to the biggest sports brands in the world, the Adidas's, the Nikes, the Jordans, any company in the world that you want. But you have scrounger clubs like Chelsea that it takes them 6 months to actually get a club sponsor. United, they could get a sponsor within a week.
Because you have such a huge customer base. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Another thing that we forgot to mention is about the overall shirt sponsorship deal, because that's TeamViewer that's expiring anyway. So
yeah.
Anyway, they were looking to pull out anyway. So
they've not made any money from the deal. That's why they want to.
They haven't made any money for the deal at all. So this Snapdragon is already an existing sponsor of the club. The shirt sponsor, the Adidas shirt sponsorship, doesn't kick in until that's an extension contract, and that doesn't kick in until 2025. To be honest, so. Currently, Glazers, they look for strategical investments. You had the invitation from minority investors, hedge funds. Everyone pulled away. They open up the bonnet. And what better way to come in to speak about finances? Finally, You're a little bit early, mate. We were supposed to have a podcast on Wednesday. Paul White.
Big up.
What are you doing here? Paul, how you doing?
Hello. Sorry, just on my phone,
Hello.
guys. How are we?
That's okay. We're talking about the takeover. You said you were just messaging me. I said we have a podcast on Wednesday. Oh, welcome. You speak fine.
I decided to come on for a wee bit. Sorry, I'm just on my phone, so the quality's probably not the best.
Are you catching up what we were talking about?
I was watching a wee bit. Yeah, I've been on Spaces talking about it and stuff like that there, and just giving the opinion of this seems like a massive dead fish of a bid. In total honesty, it seems like you don't do this type of restructure of your bid unless you're losing the race. There's no reason to do a massive restructure like this. Like, you're completely changing the terms of, I no longer want control of the club straight away, but I'm happy enough to invest in, and then to the terms of getting control in 4 years. And it just leaves so many if, buts, and maybes in the bid, as in how much the Glazers get now to compare what the share price would be valued at 3 or 4 years down the line. So it is a weird bid to put in, especially if you weren't look like you were losing the race.
We spoke earlier, you and me, about this in detail, and I totally agree with you. Have you ever spoke to Tom before?
No, I don't think I have.
No,
Tom.
I've never met Paul before.
Yeah,
Nice to meet
let
you
me
anyway,
introduce-
Paul.
Yep.
It's been a minute, my friend. When was the last time we did a podcast together?
Oh, it was before the summer break.
It was. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, been busy. So
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I've been keeping tabs on the Night 2 Holding Foundation, and you've been also looking at the Ineos side of it, and I totally agree. I'm towing your line to say that there is a substantial bid that meets the evaluation price that was kind of blowing the competition out of the water. And what we're seeing here is kind of, I don't know if it's been the Ineos camp is the PR team leaking it out, but at the end of the day, what's going to be they're going to probably come up with a PR statement from their side, because they use agency as well, PR machine agency, so to formulate the strategy. Or what do you think is going to happen?
Well, this bid itself is literally a takeover bid. This is how big businesses get usually bought. Unless you're talking in the realms of Apple or Amazon or Microsoft buying somebody, generally you do go in at a percentage around 20-25%, and then you buy out later on down the line. It seems that Sir Jim could go down the line of, I tried the 69%. I tried to go toe-to-toe with the Qataris. I didn't make it. I restructured the bid just to get a controlling stake and leaving some Glazers on.
I got challenged by the minority.
Yeah, and now I'm trying to go down the minority route, and I think this deal, Joel and Avram would be licking their lips at and go, this solves all our problems. We get a cash injection that we can put into the club. We get to stay on. We'll be bought out eventually. But I think the other four could be just sitting there going, we want our money. And that's what it's going to come down to. This bid, if it was just Joel and Avram, I think would get accepted. This bid with the other four that you can clearly say have had no interest at all in the company at any point would be like, why would we give up the millions we have on the table now, and they're even putting the risk at the share price Sir Jim pays now to what he pays 6 years down the line, because there's no way you can guarantee that I'll be buying you out at $38 a share in 3 or 4 years' time, because the valuation of the club could change. It could depreciate. It could go up the other way, but that's very unlikely without massive amounts of money to invest. And there's no way, even if they were to take, I think it's worked out at 1.5 billion is what the Glazers would get for 25% of their share. Even if you were to take, say, 600, 700 million of that and invest it into United, that's not going to massively increase the value of the club.
Never. Because
there's still massive problems. There's cash flow problems, debt repayment problems with the money going out and not coming in, with player sales that is going to take investment over 10 years to sort out. So I don't see it working. I don't see four Glazers that want to sell going down a minority shareholder route. If that was the case, why haven't they gone down the Elliott management route or the Carlisle group route that we're offering the minority investment without them having to sell their shares later on down the line?
Yep.
They would have just gone with that path.
Okay. I think we should save our powder for Wednesday's podcast as well, so we don't disclose too much. But it's great you coming in here because we had Tom here talking what he knows, what he feels, and it's great that you come in at the end of the day also to sort of share your light on it, because you and me, we speak facts. We told the same line when we look at the finances and everything else. But let's save it for Wednesday. Like, you know, we said we will do a special edition podcast 2:00 UK time, didn't we?
Yeah, we were saying this afternoon before this news came out, so it's kind of good timing. It's a bit of a weird one.
It is. So I'm just going to clip this one, this 40 minutes what we talked about, and probably post it tomorrow because a lot of people are going to miss this anyway. And we will save our podcast for Wednesday and go more into depth as well, I think.
Yeah, we may need a couple of hours now.
The gloves will be coming off, and hopefully we get some more rumblings. But no, listen, guys, we came here to speak about Champions League, and we end up speaking about Takeover.
Bigger fish to fry.
Before we close the shop, I'm glad you came in, my friend. It's been a hot minute. So, you know, how do you see tomorrow's game? If I may ask you footballing questions, then
it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. You're going to Galatasaray. The team may not be the best, but the one thing it's a very intimidating crowd to play in front of. Galatasaray have got one of the most intimidating crowds. You would say they're probably in the whole of the Champions League teams that you can draw. They've got the most intimidating crowd. They're loud, they're aggressive, and they're on your back from the get-go. So it could be a hard game coming down. United need to start strong and silence that crowd as quickly as they can, be it by scoring early or just dominating the play. I don't know what way he's going to line up. I don't know what he's going to have to try and do something different. His hands are kind of tied with one fit proper fullback. Hopefully after an international break we'll get some of them back, but I think the game will be a tough one. And to be totally honest, the way things are at the moment, coming back with a draw may not be the worst result in the world. But I would like to see a win, and hopefully we do win.
Just a friendly reminder for Stephanie, we're playing at home, Paul.
I thought it was away the first game.
No!
Never mind. I got it the wrong way around. I thought we were away tomorrow.
No, we're at home.
We're at home.
Oh, well, I changed my mind. We need to win then.
Yeah, we win.
Why did I think it was the home game for? Oh.
Yep. Listen, 40 likes. What a shambles. YouTube algorithm is not nice to us. A friendly reminder from Stephanie as well. And also another friendly reminder that I want to check up as well.
Manu's back in training. That was a good sign today.
Yeah, I know. We are what? Whoa. 36 away from 17k subscribers, people. We need more people to hit that 17k, and we need a little bit more of the thumbs up, please. So don't forget to smash the like, and if you haven't subscribed, don't be cheeky. Hit a little bit of subscribe button, and we see me and Paul going. Finally, it's been 2 months, so we're going to talk about the takeover. I said last time, didn't I? It's the last takeover podcast I ever do. We're back at it.
I remembered why I thought it was why I thought we were away in the first game, because before I came on here, I was reading Saha's comments where he was talking about the atmosphere, and that's what got it into my head that we were away, because he was doing a little bit of his BS talking.
Yeah. Okay, we've been streaming. We've been streaming
but
1 hour.
To be fair, the Galatasaray away fans are also very loud. They played on the Emirates against Arsenal a couple of years ago, and they was really getting at them and flares and everything, and they sound aggressive and very strong. So maybe we will see some of that tomorrow in tomorrow's game.
Okay. We have questions here. Any game reaction shows tomorrow? Yes, spread the like and subscribe. We have any game reaction tomorrow? 100% there will be. There will be watch along with Poppy, and we are going to do the warm up show, Jarvis, and then we're going to do the match reaction. It'll be a full day tomorrow. 100% it will be. But I'm afraid I have to go and prepare because I have an early day tomorrow. I will. We had some Turkish fan in the house that I wanted to give a shout out to, made this screen. Can't remember who it was. It gives a lot of hearts and saying that, you know, But anyway, I want to invite it, but we need to close the shop as well. I do respect. Paul White, thank you for coming in on such a short notice. It's been a minute. We will see each other on Wednesday. When can people find you if they're not engaged with you before?
Just on Twitter, mate. I cannot even remember my handle off the top of my head right now. I'll link it in the next one.
Sweet.
Awesome.
And Mark, you're becoming a regular here as well, so welcome as well.
Thanks for having me. And you could always find me on Twitter at Mark MUFC fan or United Marks.
And you can find them here as well, people. And Jarvis, they know where they can find you. Even in Norway, or you're living here, or you're living on Twitter?
I live on Twitter at the
What's
moment.
Twitter? I thought it was X.
And lives on Snickers too. And Twist. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We see you guys tomorrow. We will have a full pack day tomorrow. As I said, we will do the match preview. We will Poppy we've been linking with Poppy. Poppy's going to do the watch along, and then we do the match reaction. So tune in tomorrow, 100%. And thank you again for tuning in. I know people were watching shamefully a Chelsea game, but hopefully, what did that score finish? I don't even know. I don't care, to be honest. But guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Glazes out, green and gold until we announce and sold. That's all we can say. Peace, love, and what do we say, Jarvis?
Go bananas.
That's it.
Love United.
Cheers, people. Good night. Glazes out.
Good night.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.